Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Yoga for the Back Body with Jim. We're going to start off on our back today. As you might remember, we are actually focusing on the breath this month. So let's come to our back without changing. You can have your feet in or out. It doesn't matter. You could be in full final resting pose if you would like. But let's just focus on our breath. Don't try to change it right away. Just notice. And now on your next inhale, I want you to fill all the way up. Audible exhale arriving on our mat. Two more times, fill all the way up. Audible exhale. One more time, audible, fill all the way up. Audible exhale. Letting our breathing return to its natural rhythm. Notice how those deep inhales and exhales allowed you to possibly arrive on your mat feeling a sense of relief. Maybe you were able to release a little bit of tension from them. And now we're going to try a meditative thing today. I want you to let your eyes relax. You don't have to close them, just kind of let them relax and maintain a fuzzy gaze, probably up at the ceiling here. But we're going to come back to that 4 count breath with the pause at the top and the bottom. But we're going to add a twist. So the twist we're going to add is every time you inhale and exhale, I want you to count up by 1. Now, don't worry about it. It's not a contest. But if you're inhaling and exhaling and that increasing that count, notice when you lose the count and start over again at 1. Now, we're going to be here for a few minutes. So, a number of breaths, okay? Just so you can try to experiment with the count. And I know dead air across YouTube is kind of weird. So, but let's take a deep inhale one more time. Exhale. Seal our lips, inhaling for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top, hold that. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, air out. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. So I want you to stick to your own count now. Continue breathing with that 4 count rhythm. And every time you get to that exhale and the pause, count up by 1. Keep doing this a few more minutes, a few more breaths. Wherever you are, take one more. After that last breath, I want you to take a deep inhale, audible exhale. Scan your body. Notice how you feel internally, maybe in your mind. Maybe you don't even have to put words on it. Maybe it's I like lightness, heaviness, something of that nature. You just feel it. Now that probably was around, let's say 2 to 3 minutes, because I wasn't paying attention at the time. But my point being is that in that 2 to 3 minutes, you can possibly feel a shift just by using your breath and that simple count. It's like a really simple way to meditate without necessarily having this big formal sit on a cushion, put on the music, all that kind of stuff. You can do this anywhere. Park bench, sitting in your car in a parking lot, doesn't matter. You could always just sit, come back to that 4 count breath with the pause at the top and the bottom. If you want to get a little fancy, you could add a 4 count pause to make it a box and then just count. And that count is our focal point for our meditation. And every time your mind drifts away, you gently pull it back and start over at one. It's not a competition, though. I don't want you to get all, I must get to X number. No, you don't have to do that. It's not that way. It's just to allow your body and focus, clear out the external, just focus on the count. I'm not telling you to focus internally, just focus on the counts. Now, the great thing about this is that as you're doing this count, your body is meditating, you're relaxing, and it's just simple. There's nothing complex about it. Usually, I can do this for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you just feel so much better. That's just me personally. Maybe you don't like the quiet. If you don't like the quiet, put some music on. We all have these handy dandy music devices we carry around in our pockets now. So find you maybe a gentle instrumental playlist, or maybe you want to meditate to metal. That's completely up to you. Sticking with the breath though, let's try to do some more lengthened breathing exercises. So holding pose for longer periods while focusing on our breath. More of an yin slash deep stretch slash restorative style. I want you to bring your right ankle to your left knee. Knees were pointed up at the sky. Come into that figure 4 position. Now, if you want to get extra here, reach for that shin or behind the leg. And then when you get there, come back to that 4 count breath with the pause at the top and bottom. Two more. One more. After that last breath, take an inhale. And then slowly exhale as we release your left foot to the floor if you had your thigh pulled in towards your chest. Hang out for here for 2 breaths. Take an inhale. Exhale, remove the right ankle off the left knee, bringing the right foot down to the ground on the exhale. Inhale, left ankle, right knee. Exhale, pull the right thigh in towards your right thigh in towards your chest if you're going to go there. If not, just stay where you are. And then when you settle, come back to that breath. Two more breaths. Take an inhale. Gradually release the right foot back down to the ground if you had it pulled in towards your chest. On the exhale, inhale. Exhale. Uncross your left ankle off the right knee, bringing the left foot back to the ground. Stay right here for 3 breaths. Bring your knees in towards your chest on an inhale. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, release your head back to the ground. Exhale, let your knees fall to the right. So we're going to go supine twist early. Come back to that breath. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our knees up slowly using that entire 4 count. And then use the exhale slowly to drop them to the left and look over the right shoulder. Two more breaths. On the inhale, we're going to bring our knees back up. Slowly drop your feet to the floor. Knees are pointed up at the sky on the exhale. One more breath here, noticing how that twist felt in your body. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, I want you to roll to your right side. Inhale, push yourself up to a seat. Exhale, find a tall seat. Inhale. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Notice how we're keeping everything timed today. Inhale. We're going to inhale up and back. So inhale all the way up to your chin comes to the floor, to the ceiling, and then exhale forward. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Continue on with that. Maintaining your on. We're going to do own breath. One more. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch back to the left. When the chin comes to the chest the next time, inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. I think that was 3, 2 more. Last one, and we'll stop with our chin to our chest. 3 fingers to your forehead. Push your forehead up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms out wide. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, tall. Exhale, cactus. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, come to a tabletop. So a couple ways you can get here. I'm going to go to the right and pull myself over on the exhale, aligning my knees. When you get there, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. We're going to downward facing dog. I told you last week we were going to maybe get a little more exertive poses. So in down dog, stick to that breath. Keep it. Now, when we're in these kind of poses, it's easy to want to wiggle or try to come out of them. See if focusing on your breath allows you to stay in the pose a little bit longer. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale forward to plank. Here's where that exertion comes in. Exhale and plank. Stay with your breath here. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. One more. Take an inhale and plank. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now let's practice with the transition. Inhale and down dog. Exhale forward. Inhale and plank. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath here. Inhale forward. Yeah, inhale forward to plank. Exhale back downward facing dog. See if you can slow down that movement to keep it time with your breath. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Sorry, I should have tucked my shirt in there where we're going to be all upside down. Come forward to a Sphinx pose here. Arms are out of the figure 11. Notice any muscle tension or tightness just from that little bit of down dog and plank. Maybe your heart rate is a little elevated. Maybe you can notice that. Maybe see if where you can find your heartbeat as you stick to that breath. One more breath here in Sphinx. Take an inhale in Sphinx. And slowly stack your palms, releasing your forehead to the backs of your palms. Backs of your hands, sorry. One more breath here with our forehead to the ground. And then let's roll over onto our back. Back where we started. Take a few minutes. Let's take a few breaths here to reflect on how our practice went, what we noticed in practice. Notice how that brief meditation, maybe at the beginning, flowed through your practice, and maybe it kind of changed your practice a little bit for you. I like to, when I go to a yoga class, get there a little bit early and practice that. Hopefully, get to practice that breathing for, maybe 10, 20 count or thereabouts, somewhere around in there. And I think it puts me in a different frame of mind when I get to class and when the teacher finally starts. So maybe next time you go to an in-person class or you come here, you get here a couple minutes early and you do that before I hop online. I want you to gradually release all control of your breath. Maybe give yourself a hip shimmy, get some wiggles out here before we settle into our final resting pose. And again, I want you to scan your body. See if you can notice any changes to maybe when you came into your room to do yoga this morning or when you first lied down. And release all control as you settle into final resting pose. Let's gradually go ahead and start bringing some movement, fingers, toes. I know that was a really short final resting pose today. Reach your arms overhead, take a big stretch. Exhale, rolling over to whatever side you feel calling to you this morning. Just using that bottom arm as a pillow. And when you're ready, let's push up into a C. Sit up tall. Bring your palms together, heart center, head slightly bowed. Thanks so much for letting me guide you in practice. Again, join me next week where we'll be focusing on the breath. Look forward to that practice. I bow to you. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.